Right, so as you may or may not know, last week I did the worst of EGX 2018. I was going to do it in one whole video with this video included in it, the best of EGX 2018. But it turns out it was too long for one video, and I'm a master at stretching out my content like a little arsehole that I am. So this is the best of EGX 2018 right now. This is present Daryl, and I'm now going to hand it over to past Daryl. So over to you, past Daryl. What the fuck am I doing with my life?
Let's move on to the best of EGX 2018. And coming in at number 3 on the best games that I played at EGX is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and or Let's Go Eevee. Because that's not complicated, nor a ploy to get more money, is it, Nintendo? So Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee is essentially a Pokemon Yellow remake in some regards. It's not a like-for-like remake. It's just taking the original 150 Pokemon and letting you go out and capture them. And it has that kind of mechanic that Yellow had where Pikachu and or Eevee and some other Pokemon will sit on your shoulder or follow you around. That's it, really. That's all that it has that connects it to Pokemon Yellow. But those OG Pokemon, yes, the OG 150, that's what excites me. The real Pokemon, not those bullshit ones like Klefki. Yet Klefki, that is basically a set of keys. It's a set of keys. How bored, how fucking broken is your brain to think that's a good idea? It's a set of keys, mate. You couldn't think of anything more entertaining, honestly. Although, I have discovered a Pokemon that I am now in love with. A guy called Turtonator. Holy shit. Turtonator, that guy's got some sass, and I'm a big fan of him. I like his back. He's got a good back. Anyway, this Pokemon Let's Go, it's basically a dumbed-down, simplified version of the standard Pokemon games. And a lot of that centers around its tie-in with Pokemon Go. You see, in Pokemon Let's Go, the random encounters you have with Pokemon has now completely changed entirely. Instead of going in and battling a Pokemon and, you know, beating it fucking senseless and then stuffing it into a really tiny space, you know, like you should do. Instead, this time around, when you randomly encounter a Pokemon, you get thrown into basically the Pokemon Go capture mechanic. You know, you get that little red circle around the Pokemon, the closer in it gets, the greener it gets, and you just basically got to time the throw of your Pokeball to catch the Pokemon. There's no battling it, there's no beating it to submission, there's no shocking it or setting it on fire or trying to drown it anymore. God damn it. God, what a shame, what a fucking shame. Instead, you just feed it a raspberry or some other bullshit like tonic, and then you just throw your balls in its face and hopefully it'll get inside you. And to be fair to the game, it does actually make sense, as Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Go are intrinsically linked to one another. Basically, the Pokemon that you've captured in Pokemon Go, the original 150 that is, will turn up in the Pokemon Let's Go game in what is essentially a safari type area where you can go and interact with them and eventually capture them once you're at a higher level. And you can also use Pokemon Go to train the Pokemon you've got in Pokemon Let's Go. You can walk them in the real world. You know, you can walk around and train your Pokemon in Pokemon Go. You can do the same with the Let's Go Pokemon. You transfer them over to your Go account, it might be the same account, and you can walk around and train the Pokemon for use in the Switch game. Jesus, there's a lot of Pokemon and a lot of Go's. This is confusing. I'm sorry if that was a mess. And then we get onto the Pokeball Plus controller. The Pokeball Plus controller is essentially a Joy-Con shaped like a Pokeball. You've got your A and your B button on there and an analog stick in the middle of it. You can control the entire game with it. There's also motion control, so that's how you catch the Pokemon. You throw the ball and you catch the Pokemon that way. Optional though, motion control's optional. So the representative at Nintendo told me. Whether or not that is true, I don't know. They're just lackeys there. They're not actual Nintendo developers. It's just, you know, people with a weekend job. So, grain of salt on that one. Grain of salt. But this Pokeball Plus controller also acts as those shitty little wearable badge trackers that you can get for Pokemon Go. As in, you can link it to Pokemon Go and use it in the same way. So you can walk your Pokemon without having the app open. You can also transfer Pokemon into the Pokeball from Let's Go and walk the Pokemon to train it. Also, if you shake the controller, you can hear the Pokemon inside it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with it. It's really fucking confusing. Now I think about it, it's absolute nonsense, to be fair. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought it was quite interesting. Linking those two games together and wrapping them up in quite a neat little package Good marketing, Nintendo. Really good marketing. Other than that, though, everything else about Pokemon Let's Go is as a standard Pokemon game is. There's still battles with trainers. I'm assuming you're still going to go out and get badges across the Kanto region. Kanto region? Oh, I hope that's right. All of that is as standard. There are a few minor changes, though. The experience points, the way they work is they get spread across your entire party this time to level you up, rather than just the Pokemon you used to battle. Obviously, they get more if you use them, but this time it's spread evenly across all the Pokemon to level them up easier. I'm assuming that's a way to make Pokemon Let's Go a little bit more accessible, even though it doesn't need to be more accessible. But a little more done down, a little bit more simplified, and a little bit more in line with Pokemon Go and the audience that appeals to. Also, random encounters have changed a little bit in terms of how they appear. Rather than just walking through grass this time and them randomly appearing, the Pokemon, you can actually see them in the grass this time, like they pop up on Pokemon Go in a similar kind of way. And you can just walk into them if you want to catch them, or walk around them if you want to avoid them. Which I think is a welcome feature, because how many fucking times did a Pidgey or a Rattata pop up and you just wanted to kick the cunt in the face because you didn't want to see it anymore? This time you can avoid that and avoid the rage. I'm a fan. I'm a fan, Nintendo. Honestly, you're doing some good work. You're doing some real good work. So yeah, basically Pokemon Let's Go is a very pretty, by the way. It looks like the cartoon, which is insane. Simplified version of a standard Pokemon game, which I think is going to do pretty well. I think it will genuinely hold its own. It's trying something different with the Pokemon formula. It's trying something a little bit different. It's trying to be a little bit innovative, and it really did stick with me after playing it. Like, now I'm looking at it online thinking I do want the Pokeball Plus controller, because that thing as well, that thing felt great in the hand. It was really useful, really nice to control, made sense with the game. I actually want to link it to my Pokemon Go. I've re-downloaded Pokemon Go because I want to start racking up some Pokemon. You know what? I like it a lot. It's a good thing. And Nintendo, you've got my wallet by the balls. You definitely have with this one. So top work, guys. Top work on that one. Now, coming in at number 2 on the best games of EGX 2018 is Hitman 2. Now, this one, this shocked me. I didn't think queuing up for this that I'd enjoy it as much as I did, but fuck me, it's a decent little game, this. It's a decent little game. So this is the first game since the developer IO Interactive broke away from the evil clutches of Square Enix, who thought it was a good fucking idea to put the old Hitman game into an episodic run. Like, what are you thinking, man? Why would you do that? By all accounts, that Hitman game as well was actually really well received. I didn't play it because I didn't get the episodic thing, and I think that actually hurt it quite a bit, because it was rated quite highly, but spread out over 6 months of a release. There's like 5 or 6 episodes. Stupid fucking idea, Square Enix. Stupid. You're stupid. But this one isn't stupid. No, Hitman 2 puts you back in the shoes of Agent 47, whose task this time is to... I don't know. I don't know what he's supposed to do. Look, to be honest, at this point, the Hitman story has gone... It's gone a ways a little bit, hasn't it? Nobody's playing that game for narrative anymore, are they? To be honest, no. No one knows what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But nobody cares. But the Hitman games just aren't about that anymore. They're about death, destruction, and killing people in the most outrageous ways possible. And I am a fan of that. I am a fan of death. Can't wait for my own.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And the demo I got to play of Hitman 2 at EGX was the perfect distillation of that gameplay. Basically, we were chucked into a NASCAR event. We had to figure our way around the event itself. The event was massive. There were multiple targets on the track and in the paddock and all the way around this massive event where there was hundreds and hundreds of NPCs. The options in which we had to take down our targets were just insane. There was so many different ways you could do it. I mean, in the short 15-minute demo we had with the game, I got into an accidental fist fight with security. I actually tried to snipe a race car driver as he was zooming around the track. That didn't work at all. I brutally attacked a military general so I could disguise myself as him to get into the meeting with one of my targets. And I even got into a firefight dressed as a flamingo. Yeah, that one didn't go too well. Turns out, big pink flamingo outfit. Not that conspicuous, but fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. And to me, it was just technically impressive how many options there were to take out my targets, and how those options flowed seamlessly into one another. Like, no matter what went wrong, no matter how much shit hit the fan, there was always a way for me to kind of figure out my way out of a certain situation. There wasn't really a fail state for getting seen. You know, the game gave me a lot of options to figure my way out of the nonsense that I got myself into. So with Hitman 2 then, it seems that IO Interactive have embraced the innate silliness of the Hitman franchise, giving you plenty of ridiculous situations with even more ridiculous solutions to those situations. It really is quite brilliant. And to be honest, playing it at EGX 2018, it really enamored me. It really wanted me to spend more time with the game. I really did not want to walk away from that booth and that giant duck. That duck, man, that was a sexy ass duck. It's a good duck. You're a good duck.
You're a real good duck.
And speaking of games that I wanted more time with, that I wanted to steal on the day, it's number 1 on the best games of EGX 2018, and that is Metro Exodus. Now this is another game that caught me by surprise and really burrowed its way into my head at EGX 2018. And I think probably the cause of this, the cause of Metro Exodus taking me aback a little bit, is the fact that the gap between the games was quite large. Now, I played Metro Last Light. I played Metro Last Light quite a bit. Really dragged me into the whole Metro universe. I got obsessed with it. I got the book. I read the book. I became really enamored with everything that Metro stood for and everything that it was trying to tell with its narrative. But I feel like I'd forgotten that. I forgot how good that game was and how well it drags you into its atmosphere and its feeling and how it communicates it really well. And then I played Exodus at EGX and, you know, it brought all those memories rushing back. That signature Metro atmosphere of fear, dread and scarcity came rushing back to me. The gameplay was tense, it was grueling, and it was quick to remind you how every crossbow bolt, how every shotgun shell and how every round of rifle ammunition had to hit its mark, or you'd be running terrified from the thing that you tried to shoot and miss a lot, which I did. Yeah, there was a lot of running around in that demo. A lot of running around. And the world of Metro as well. The world of Metro seems to also have had a massive overhaul in the way it looks. You know, gone are the dull greys and browns of what Last Light and 2033 had. And instead now in the demo I played anyway, there are these really bright autumnal colours that pop in the downright beautiful lighting engine that Metro Exodus is using. And within all of that gorgeous ambient beauty is the horrific and blood-curdling screams of these gruesome fucking mutated creatures that want to eat you asshole first. And then all of that is supported by a chorus of cries from the human factions that, for some reason, want to call this surface world home and are willing to tear your face off to defend it. Yeah, because that's not fucking terrifying, is it? Not at all. I mean, it really did leave a lasting impression on me, and that feeling of survival, that feeling of panic, and that feeling of trying to survive by any means necessary, that was a big part of Last Light. You know, they've nailed it even more in Exodus, and I forgot how good that felt, and also I forgot how much it made my underwear smell of poo. Yeah. And beyond that, also, this Metro Exodus demo did what Dreams didn't do. It was a good demo. It showed me enough in that short 15 minutes to keep me engaged and make me want to go back for more and make me want to dive into Metro Exodus again and again and again. I just wanted to go back to it and play it even more. And for me, it has to make Metro Exodus the game of the show at EGX 2018. And one that I'm willing to bet will be a part of the Game of the Year conversation in 2019. And that's it, my friends. That's it. That is my recap, kinda. The best and worst. It's the best and worst of EGX 2018. I can't recap everything else I played. I played a lot. I played Jump Force. That got me all hard for Goku. What else did I play? I played... yeah, Division 2. Division 2 was... it's the Division, yeah. Spyro was good. That was entertaining. As much as a cheap cash grab can be entertaining. But yeah, no, there was a lot to love about EGX. An event that I hold dear in my heart, and one that, if you haven't attended and you are a fan of video games, you really should do. Really should go and check this place out. And yeah, we'll end it there. That's it. That's the end of this video. That is EGX 2018 wrapped up for another year for me. No more content about that game, about that event being made now. Fuck it. It's been a nightmare trying to make this one, but you know, brave face and all that. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends. Hit the subscribe button. Give me that thumbs up or thumbs down if you didn't like it. Comment on the video. Did you go to EGX? What do you think your best game of EGX was? What's your worst game? Did you actually find an indie game that was halfway decent? Because I fucking struggled, man. I struggled. And until next time, my friends, which will probably be in about 4 weeks, because I'm a useless fucking human being.
Go on, son, get in there for a photo. And he's forgotten his phone. He didn't get his phone out for the photograph. Spyro's mocking him, and now he can't even find his phone. Absolute scenes, Jeff. Absolute scenes.